So, like, I fear men today don't want to be the providers. They don't want to do this. That's the whole problem. Because it's like, I feel like a man should be doing this. And when you bring that up to men, they get very upset. And they're like, you're after my money. And it's like, I'm really not. I have multiple jobs. But, like, I do feel as a man, you should be bringing that to the table. So the problem is men just don't want to do this today. They don't want to provide a nice life for a woman. They feel like they don't have to. So then people like me, I'm working multiple jobs and I don't have time for men. I don't have time for that because then they get like, you don't have time for me. You don't cater to my needs. Are you paying a bill? Are you helping? I didn't think so.
So Paul Vitano in the comments says, for 20 years, I paid the bills. I took care of my family, my wife. She turned around and divorced me. I sold the house. She got all the money. I got a little bit and now I'm homeless. So no, I don't want that. Lucas Bishop 74 says, it's probably not you at all, right? It's someone else's fault. Michael Pullman 6 says, if a man is going to take on 100% of the bills, then you submit to him, for he's taking on all of your responsibilities. And if not, then no, I ain't doing it.
So I got ghosted, Christine. That's basically what happened. But thank you for bringing it up. It's not sore at all anymore. But yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago in Dublin. I basically matched with the guy on Hinge. I actually was up in Dublin and asked him to meet that evening, but he was like, no. So... And what is, like, I feel like men don't like that either when, well, some men, men that I have spoken to, like, don't, basically just want to be pen pals. And I'm like, can't be dealing. But, yeah, so we met on like that Friday and it was actually really nice. He was totally normal, bit of crack, had like a full-time job and then was a part-time musician. And I was basically lining them up for like our own little two-piece. But yeah, so great night. Left and then we're texting like normal for the days after, and then he's like, when do you want to meet again? And he was like, I'm free basically every day this week, what suits? And I was like, cool, does Friday suit again? And then nothing. Like silence. I mean, like how are you supposed to be dealing with that? And that was actually the same week that I had the singles Kaylee, and that just nearly like threw me over the edge altogether. But lo and behold, actually, then I just forgot about him, left him in the, like, you know, the Hinge kind of limbo. And lo and behold, last week he messages on Hinge and is like, oh, sorry, I was so busy with work. And it's like, really? So I just delete. Bye. So yeah, here we are, still living the dream.
I really only included this video clip for her accent. Now when my wife watches the video, she's going to be trying to do this for 3 or 4 days straight.
Lesbian couples have the highest rate of violence. Mm-hmm. I remember saying to a colleague of mine, a gay man, an attorney, the first time I did a lesbian divorce, I said to him, wow, man, this is ugly. And he looked at me and he went, it's 2 women. Like gay men had a lot of assets. Because if you don't have kids, you got a lot of extra money. Right. Like for real, kids are expensive. So gay men they didn't have kids, so they just had tons of assets and they would argue over them, you know. In terms of like vitriol, I don't think there's a pattern to it. I think the reality is like everybody brings a different kind of crazy to it, you know, and divorce doesn't make people crazy. It just takes the crazy they had and turns the volume way up on it. So if someone was already anxious, now they're going to have like a full on panic disorder. You know, if someone was, because that's the part that's funny to me. Like what's really funny to me is people come in and they'll say to me with a straight face, like, can't believe my husband's being such a vindictive sheep. And I go, really? Like during the marriage was like, what was he like? And she's like, oh, he was a vindictive sheep.
Okay, this isn't like a rant or anything. This is more like, I guess, complimentary. But I just got out of Target and I was in the toothpaste aisle and this guy starts small talking with me. And then towards the end says, so like, can I get your number? I looked at him and was like, like, how old are you? 31. 31. I was completely flattered, but I did turn him down. But he was not the first one this month to approach me. I've had 2 others that were very young approach me. And what is it with the young guys? Is it because you guys like need a mom in your life, or maybe it's just your emotional compatibility, stability? Like what is it? What attracts young guys to older women? Or maybe just the Botox is working. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's my maturity level. Because I can act pretty young and stupid. So what is it? What's with the young guys liking older girls? Flattered for sure, but yikes.
You know those women that talk about how a man will stare at them in the club all night and then hit them up when they leave on Instagram? Why didn't you say anything in the club? This is the equivalent of a woman.
I went to a party. I don't think guys understand how cringe this is, but I'm just looking at you like, ew. So we're there, and I have very beautiful friends, okay? We're all beautiful girls walking into the party.
Tens.
Yeah, 10s, 11s. And these guys, obviously they're a bag, okay, yeah, we get it. But like this one guy, he was like kind of like, imagine, we're like standing around drinking, not him being like, I don't know who he came up to, one of us. And he was like, oh, like, you're looking good, da-da-da, just talking here and there. And he's like, can I get your snap? And then I remember somebody was like, no, like, sorry, I don't really give my stuff out. And he was like, I bet. He, like, literally comes back, next person, oh, hey, you're looking good, can I get your snap?
Yeah, run that. You don't want me. You don't want me. Your friend might. Yeah, you don't want me. Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on.
Yes.
Wait.
He went in a row, like 4 girls.
Yeah, who
that
wants
are part
me?
of the same group.
Who wants me, baby?
Hello, pardon me. Like, how are you gonna go from one friend to the next friend to the next friend? Like, you have to pick one and be like, okay, I want this one. I don't know. I just don't
Okay,
like
Destiny.
that.
Okay, hold on, Destiny.
You just want anyone.
So you're mad that he didn't stay hung up on you. Got it.
Men saying they don't care about our college degrees is starting to make sense to me, because this whole discourse around black men not attending college makes me feel like some of your degrees are not worth the paper they're written on, because you would understand that college rates for men as a whole are in sharp decline. We know that according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, that rates were like at 40.5 for all men in 2021. And those rates are still in decline. So that black men would be a part of that. And due to systemic issues and all that intersectionality and the differences we know happen in our educational system that would greatly impact black men, as well as inner city students or students who are low income, we know that might disproportionately impact some of our communities. So what are we even talking about? What is with the elitism and acting like, oh, I went to college and you didn't? So like, what are we doing? I have a bunch of degrees, love school. I'm a college professor. Education is great. If you can do it, great. But if you choose to do a trade like my son and you're quite successful, that's okay too. We really have to stop trying to find ways to be better than each other. It's like you all be grasping at straws at this point, and it doesn't make sense. It is okay. Do we want to see rates go up? Absolutely. But it also has to make sense. And so rather than judging, let's start talking about the outcomes. Let's start talking about ways of making students make good decisions so they're not laden with student debt and not being successful with a degree, or going into college and not finishing because they're not prepared. Instead of talking about them not being prepared, what can we do to assist them into completion? Rather than, oh, I work with them and they're not there and they're not ready and whatever. I know that if you work with them, that there are ways to improve outcomes for students who want to do it. I work with my students who need that additional help every day. So miss me with it. Please, can we stop and do better and stop trying to talk down or be better than? Stupid.
All right, I'm about to go on a rant. Listen, I saw a video that was posted. A lovely black woman was on there and she had this to say. I asked the man that I was with, do you think I need to slim down? And he said, yes. He said, you already have a pretty face. If you slim down, you gonna be a baddie. Now she's posting a video. Oh, I can't believe he said this. I'm so traumatized. Well, why are you asking these kind of questions, ma'am? He told you the truth. Over 60% of black women are obese. So if you are sitting around asking, do you think I need to slim down? Most likely the answer is yes, you need to. But what happens? Here comes a black woman marching in the comments. Sis, you look good. Get rid of him. Don't worry about him. My man took me just the way I am. Sit down. Have several naps. In fact, have another chicken wing. When I was 350 pounds, you know what the brown meat would tell me? Girl, you look good. You tall. We can't even tell. Why? Because they wanted me to stay right where they were. And that's what they want. They all want you to stay right where they are. They stuck, you gonna be stuck too. Girl, you look good. Lying. Lying. And here you are running to them looking for comfort when you should be running to the gym. Y'all do what you want.
These women out here randomly recording people they don't even know.
You see those couples where the girl's like gorgeous and then the guy's like there and then the comments are like, girl, is he bothering you? I want that so bad you don't understand. I want like a freakishly tall white boy that's like borderline ugly, basically is ugly, and like he knows I'm the prize and he treats me so good because of it. Like he just worships me because he knows, like he doesn't know how he did it, but he did it. And he acknowledges that. I need that, I need that, I need that.
It's funny how modern women don't want to be the project of a man. Like they work in a McDonald's, man comes and takes them out, puts them in a nice house, so on and so forth. But this is their version of that same thing. Oh, well, I took him. He didn't look very good. I put these clothes on him. I introduced him to these people. And now look who he is. He's such a success. You get what I'm saying?
Y'all respect people pockets more than y'all respect their character. Could be a straight, them women could be straight, just ugh, and y'all gonna hang with them because they money up. Y'all feel like, oh, if I hang with them, I'm lit. Let me see what I could get over there. Whole time they playing in y'all face, treating y'all like shit, and y'all just sitting around them because y'all respect people pockets more than their character. People be terrible people, but y'all be over there cheerleading them on because you don't want to get left off the bandwagon. You don't want to get left off the bandwagon. Then when it's you that's getting picked on, now you mad in your feelings. No, you knew that person was a beforehand, but you respected their pockets more than their character and who they was and how they treat people. They more of their integrity, they what they value in life. And now it's you the victim and you crying. Nah, sit over there with that shit on it, cause it wasn't your turn that turn, but now it's your turn and you mad. Nah, that's what y'all get for respecting people's pockets more than who they really are.
I finally found me a girl cool enough to last me till I find a girl I really want. She cool, she a vibe, she make me smile and stuff like that. Yeah.
So we're gonna do this since people want to hate on my original post. We're gonna go back here. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm here and I'm him. I'm the one that provided. I'm the one that protected. I'm the one that simped. I'm the one that was an honest man. I was faithful. I held my family down. I couldn't afford luxury, but I could afford some extras. And I did hold it down for the family. Okay. All to be discarded like trash. 8 years into my relationship, my significant other decides she wants to have a relationship with a whole dude behind my back while she had a family at home. But I was here providing for our kids, providing for her kids that weren't mine, and I wouldn't abandon my own kids, which she required of me to do, but I wouldn't do it. I stood 10 toes down and said, I'm not going to abandon my kids. So because I would not abandon my kids, she decided it was okay to go out and have a whole relationship with a whole nother man behind my back. When I was the one paying the bills in the house, she didn't have to work when she was pregnant. She didn't have to work for at least 5 years out of our relationship. And she had all the money. She could use all her money when she did work. She used all her money to go enjoy life. And then when she was broke, who do you think was still providing the extras for her? Me. Okay. So I'm still going to stand 10 toes down on this, but whoever erased my original post was crazy about that is that when someone gets on here and they're just trying to put their pain out there and make it, make young kings aware of what's going on and how not to provide, and let them know, look, providing for these women out here who ain't gonna do for themselves, don't do it. Keep to yourself. Keep your money to yourself. Don't provide for them. If they got kids, don't develop a relationship with them, because the first thing that they're gonna do when they're discarding you like trash is they're gonna dissolve the relationship between you and the kids. So you might as well keep all that energy to yourself, and don't let anyone change your integrity, okay? Because that was one thing she tried to do, was turn me into a piece of shit and make me abandon my kids. And because I didn't abandon my kids, she decided to put infidelity on the table. Like it's okay for her to go out, disrespect our relationship, and go and have a relationship with a whole nother man just because I wouldn't abandon my children. I never cheated. I was never unfaithful. And there's not one woman out there that can attest for it. And all you haters out there that want to get angry at me because I said this, I said, I've never been disrespected by any other race but my own. Not saying they're all like that, but it was only my people, my women, black women, that disrespected me, okay? That's the truth. And that's what we're standing on. Do with it what you will, but that's the truth of it. I've never been disrespected by any woman of any other race. You can't take that experience away from me. And you can't hate on me because I'm out here bearing my pain and trying to make my son and other young kings aware. Don't give them nothing. Don't provide. Don't protect. Don't be faithful. Give them nothing.
I saw a post where this guy was basically saying that he doesn't really like to date women that are older because he feels like with a younger woman, he's going to give her a lot of her first. Because women who are older, we are more traveled, so nothing impresses us. He feels like it's nothing that he can give or bring to the relationship of value for a woman that's around his age or older.
I dated somebody like that. He told me straight up, he was like, it's very hard dating you because like I've taken you to Miami and you were just, I could tell like you were having fun, but you just weren't impressed. He was like, I feel like for me to do something for you that just makes me be a guy that sticks around in your life forever or somebody that's memorable, I'm gonna have to take you to Greece or to Paris or like that. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. I'm not impressed by you taking me to Miami. I'm not gonna lie. That just goes to show the type of man you are, because you're not that like you thought. 'Cause it don't matter where we at. We could be in Utah, Arizona. If you didn't know, we finna have a time because you with me, baby. It's not about where you are. It's about the person that you're with. So any man that is intimidated by a well-traveled woman is not the man for me. Because, baby, that passport is stamped.
Okay, so what, I've been here before. Take me again.
Right.
And it's going to be a different experience because this time I'm with you.
Right. I've been in Atlanta since 2017. I still haven't done everything here.
And I lived in Houston for 25 years and I didn't do everything there. And if it is intimidated by me, you not the one for me, no way.
I think the other side of this is that what you just said, you're not impressed by a man trying to take you somewhere and give you a different experience. Should he be leading with material things? Absolutely not. But he's taking this young lady out. And what do you think the response is going to be? Oh man, thank you so much. But I appreciate it so much. Versus what you give, oh, thanks. And unenthusiastic. Think about how you would feel if somebody did that to you.
Can we please stop pretending that single people that are open and vocal about the fact that they want to meet somebody are not living fulfilling lives? Like, I can't even tell you the amount of comments I get on videos where I talk about wanting to meet somebody, the struggle of meeting somebody organically, and I always get comments being like, do things you love, live a life worth living. I do things I love. I have amazing friends. I have a great life, but that doesn't all of a sudden mean that I don't still want a partner or someone to share my life with. Those two things can be true at the same time. And it's crazy to me that that is always the advice you tend to get. People being like, oh, well, do things you enjoy, get hobbies, as if you don't have them. Me wanting a partner does not mean that I'm not living a fulfilling life with so much love and laughter and happy things. Just because you're single and are open about the fact that you want to meet somebody does not mean you're not living a happy life. Period.
So I guess Amazon is just not going to deliver my husband. I guess I have to put in the work and the effort to actually meet the man of my dreams. So I decided to start dating again. I have always been a terrible dater. I can only date one person at a time, and if I really like them, oh, it's over. But clearly that has not worked well for me in the past. If you know better, you do better. So I'm changing some things up in hopes that I will meet the love of my life. Side note, I love when it looks like I don't have any pants on. It definitely got a little bit colder today, so I threw on this trench, and I'm ready. Wish me luck.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I'm done. No, it's gonna be a no for me. I lied. I can't do this. I'm not dating anymore. Yeah, God. Like, this is literally hell. I can't do this. And this is the gutter. Like, this is trash. I can't. I lied. I don't want to do it. I'd rather be single for the rest of my life than to have to continue dating this way. Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, the date did not really go that well. I don't want to dive too much into it, but he was late. And it just reminded me of like, why the hell am I doing this? Like, this is why I don't like to date, because people disappoint you and it's just not worth it. Like, it's never worth it. I really try, but I'm sorry. Like, I just deserve and demand a standard.
I just got off a podcast and one of the questions was, what are you going to do as a trad wife if your husband leaves you and you have no skill set, you have nothing to fall back on, you have no job, you have no money to make of your own afterwards? And I had two responses to that. Number one, I literally could not imagine working a 9-to-5, working a corporate job, giving my life to somebody else out of fear that my husband may leave me and I may have to have my own job one day. And then I wouldn't have to go look for a job if my husband left me. If you are just working, if you just have a job for that reason, you are living in fear. You are giving your life to someone else when you could be a happy stay-at-home wife just out of fear. I cannot believe that is actually a reality. My second answer is if there is any part in your mind, if there's any doubt in your mind that your husband or the person that you want to marry would cheat on you or leave you, do not marry them. And I tell you, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that my husband would ever leave me, just up and leave me, or cheat on me. It's a 0% chance in my mind. That will never ever happen. And some people cannot fathom that, but I'm telling you, we did so much work before we got married and during our marriage that that's never gonna happen. And even if it did, even God forbid it did, like, I'm still not gonna live my life working a 9-to-5 just out of the fear that my husband would leave me. That is a really, really sad mindset to live in, and I want you to analyze that if that is the reality for you.
Allegedly, at Bonnie Blue's 1000 Men Experience has given an insight into what went down. He's even provided photos of the aftermath, which of course I'm going to show you. But jump scare and trigger warning, if you're eating or drinking right now, please scroll. So according to this man, who is an out-of-work security guard, went to this experience so that he could film content for his TikTok and make money from it. So please take this all with a pinch of salt. This is the room where it was all happening. Apparently she was on these beds here, just like going at it. There were loads of men in the room all at one time. It was just like a huge free-for-all, and there were men queuing from this room down the stairs and onto the street. All of the men were given a blue balaclava on entering so they could all be masked, which kind of makes sense, but also at the same time makes knowing how many men that actually were very questionable. He, for example, said he did not sleep with her. He said he was led to believe it was a one-on-one. It very much wasn't that, and he was shy and just didn't feel comfortable in this. Apparently there were people checking IDs on the door, but were they also checking us? And like, how could you be 100% sure? The men would come in, take off their clothes, stand in their boxer shorts in a big line, and then whip them off at the door, go in, do the deed, leave. In the room with her, there were, which is how they were prepared for the occasion when they got to her. I still don't believe it.
I can only imagine the smell in that room. These modern women do anything for clout. You don't need a man. You need morals. You need a hug. You need a father. You need Jesus.
Something I've learned in my life that has only been further validated as I've gotten older is you could be the most beautiful, objectively, jaw-droppingly stunning woman on the planet and still be so unattractive. I swear, because if you are a jealous, insecure person, you live in a repellent energy. That's where you exist. You're not magnetic. You're not attractive. And I've seen women that are so incredibly naturally, objectively pretty be some of the least attractive people I've ever seen in my life, because they're insecure, they don't love themselves, they're not having a good time, they need to put others down to make themselves feel good, they're jealous, they're resentful, and you can tell. And I've seen women that are objectively less pretty be 10 times more attractive to men, to friend groups, to opportunities, to, you know, just positivity in general, because they're confident, because they love themselves. And that's why I think you just don't ever rely on your looks in this life, because they just don't have nearly as much to do with attractiveness as you think that they do. And I think that the more confident girls and the happier girls are going to win that game every time.
Guys will literally say things and they do not have any intention behind their word.
I hate to have to do this because I've actually stitched this young lady before and she got all in a tizzy about it. Quick overview of her story. She and some friends went out to the bars for her birthday. She encounters a guy at the bar. They say they're there for a bachelor party. I think he buys her a drink. She says it's her birthday. He's like, we need shots. He's like, I'm going to go to the bar and get shots. So it takes a while, and then her and her friends see the guy. When they see him, he's with his friends leaving. He had gotten a beer, takes a drink out of the beer, throws it away, leaves. I don't know what city they're in, but she used to live in Nashville. I don't know if she still does. She says that, like, guys don't stand by their word anymore. It's so hard to date. You're talking to a drunk guy at a bar who's there for a bachelor party. He probably went to the bar to get the shots. They were like, yo, what are you doing? Where have you been? He's like, oh, I'm getting shots for that girl. It's her birthday. And they're like, we're leaving. Get your beer and let's go. That's not why dating is hard. You shouldn't be trying to date a guy who is in town for a bachelor party. Does it suck that she was let down on her birthday? Sure. Is that the problem with dating? No. That's so far down the list.
Until men realize that women should be the only one that have multiple partners, like multiple, like, men, then we will be in the game. Like, y'all really need to stop thinking that y'all can have multiple women, because y'all can't. Y'all will never win. Y'all will never win. Now, women with multiple men, we will forever win. We will always succeed. That's like, there's nothing better. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy.
Hot take, but flirting is so much better when it stays at just flirting. Example, gym crush, right? Let's just keep playing eye tag. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it fresh. Don't you dare come up to me and introduce yourself, because I tell you what's gonna happen. Okay? I will tell you. You're gonna come up to me and something's gonna happen between us. I'm gonna end up not liking you, and now I have to change the time that I come to the gym, so I won't run into your...
Honey, it don't even affect you. Why are you so upset?
I know it's not a big deal. I'm telling myself that in my head, but still, it just gives me a lot of anxiety, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it.
Oh, you know what you should do? If I were you, I'd just freak out. Honestly, have a heart attack, maybe die.
Alright, just a disclaimer, this might be offensive to some people. No, it will be offensive. It might be painful to hear. Somebody might even think it's a little funny, but to me, it's not really funny. It pains me to say these things. And this is for the young girls today, because I hear some of the most ignorant things. And this is what I see for your future. So for the future, so many of our young women, right? The nice guy is boring. He's boring. Because nobody wants to... He's not walking around with an illegal... He's out here looking for the ops. He's trying to establish himself in his career and move up in his job. When you cry, he wants to fix it. He tries to make it better. He wants to give you whatever will make you better. So he's soft. He's a simp. But the guy you want is the type of guy who, if he cheats on you and then you try to get your lick back, he's going to whoop yo like you stole his re-up money. He walks around with an illegal who says he's on demon time. And he has an entire neighborhood actively searching for him, so they got him. This is your future baby daddy. The one who, when you are 45 years old, you're still going to be crying about saying was the love of your life with a big RIP tattoo on your bosom. The one who cheated on you, dragged you out of the club when you were drunk and inappropriate. The one you broke up with, who then came and shut up your house, even though his child and you and your mama were all in there. And the one you got back with for your third child, because the first kid is his too, but the second one wasn't because you were on a break. This is the exciting life that y'all out here looking for. Because the guy who doesn't have ops is boring. The guy who tries to make things work even when you gaslight him, he's weird and he's soft. Because he told you not to go to the club with you hanging out your skirt. He's soft. The guy who's boring, who has family barbecues and reunions, and his parents are still married, or at least they can be in the same room together, they get along, and they're concerned with their lineage, with the future of their children, their grandchildren, great children. His nephew's birthday party was too boring for you. His little sister's piano recitals aren't your speed. It's just all too boring, right? This is the boring guy that you cheated on and keep getting back at your baby dad with. Because you wanted to be able to play the victim. Because the story about the narcissist trap ninja allowed you to do that. It was believable. But with the nice guy, believe me, you are the villain. And this is the music and the movies and the reality shows that are promoted to our community. And yes, like I said, some of it might sound funny, but it's extremely sad. And this is the result of generational deterioration of community, family, pride, loyalty, and education. And if you don't know, your kids will repeat it, and their kids will repeat it, and they'll just keep going and going and going and going. Sad.
A video where a guy intentionally got rejected 100 times. So I have decided that I am going to get rejected 100 times as well. So if anybody has any ideas on ways that I could get rejected, let me know, and I'm going to film them and post them on the internet to show everybody that rejection is okay and a normal part of sales.
A dude said start off by saying body count doesn't matter.
Hi. What's going on? Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I found that.
That's so funny.
How's your day going?
Oh, good. Well, what are the odds? Random Tinder match that's traveling through Pittsburgh ended up at the same coffee shop I was at today. Interesting.
I'm pulling up on you.
To the guys who think that y'all gotta worry about these young brothers taking y'all girl, it's not them. It's not them y'all gotta worry about. Because half these young brothers ain't doing nothing with themselves. They out here, they not working. They don't want to build. They not entrepreneurs. They don't want to go to school. They don't have degrees. They not doing nothing with themselves. So no, we not scared of losing these 20 and 30-year-olds. Y'all want to know what the competition is right now? The men that is successful and 45 and up.
Jaquan Chills in the comments said, I don't care who y'all want. I'm staying single. I'm stress-free. And got all my money to myself.
We messed up by telling women they are the prize. By telling women they are the prize, we have allowed bad women to think they deserve good men. Those same narcissistic women who don't find that there's anything about themselves that they need to change, we have allowed them to think that it is everybody else's fault but their own as to why the consequences of their actions keep occurring. By telling women they are the prize, we have given them permission to blame everybody else but themselves. That's why we have those same women doing the same stuff over and over and over, expecting different results because there's nobody holding them accountable, telling them, hey, you're the common denominator. Maybe there's something about yourself that you should take a self-reflection with or about to check and see what's going on. In telling a woman she is the prize, she's never going to find anything wrong within herself. Instead of her thinking, oh, maybe there is something about myself that I need to change, she's going to justify her behavior by saying, oh, I'm never settling down. I know what I deserve because I'm the prize. This is why we got so many women thinking that the world revolves around them. The same women who are ruining relationships with great men because those men are refusing to tolerate their childish and narcissistic behavior. We one of the only countries that tell women they are the prize and wonder why women in other countries are getting married left and right. Because they're being taught to do for others and not making sure others can do for them. Think about it.
Okay, so I've just watched like my 100th video of some young woman who's upset because she's been involved with a man for like 3 or 4 weeks. They've been talking. And then one day he says, I'm not feeling well. So she decides to make him chicken soup from scratch and put together a care package and surprise him at his house. And when she shows up to deliver all of these things, she does not get the response that she had envisioned. In all of these videos, it's some sort of scenario where this woman has not known this man very long. This man at some point shares that he's experiencing or going through something, and this woman decides to step up to save or fix him, and he rejects it. And in all of the comments of these videos are so many women who are just like, oh my God, I know it's so hard to be a loving, caring, empathetic person. I think a lot of people don't really know what being a loving, caring, empathetic person is. It's not imposing what you think is best on someone else. If this was truly about being a caring person, wanting to help someone in a time of need, then you would ask them how you can help meet those needs. Hey, wow, you're not feeling well? Would you like me to bring you over some soup? Is there anything that I can do to help? Or I have these things I can offer you. Let me know if you would like me to provide them for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't care about what someone that you're involved with might be going through, but at what point are you just trying to perform in a way that will get them to like you better? And I'm saying all this because I used to do the same thing. I used to be, once upon a time, one of those young women. And ladies, look, you've been dating a man for 3 weeks. There's no need for you to be doing all that unless he has reciprocated, unless he has shown you prior to that he's worthy of that type of love and care and attention. And to be honest, I don't know any man that is capable of doing that within 3 weeks, right? Just save your energy.
Well, you know, a man's favorite love language is not having to ask. I mean, take some initiative, right?
At one point when I was in a relationship, right? Y'all remember the Gucci and whatchamacallit battle? The Gucci and
Jeezy?
I was watching it with my significant other. An ex of mine called me because he knew how passionate, I was about that stuff at the time. And at the time I didn't have a podcast to talk about those things. So people would just call me and ask me my opinion. So he called me during the battle to talk to me about the battle. So I got up and walked out of the living room, not to be rude, and talked on the phone in the kitchen.
Nah, baby D. We not doing that. You know that's disrespectful.
So hear me out, right? Hear me out.
No, I'm about to air you out. I'm not airing you out. I'm about to air you out.
Yes, I left the room and went into the kitchen. You could still hear that I was on the phone. I didn't run, but you're watching something on television. I'm not going to sit up there and be talking on the phone. He was like, well, why did you leave the room?
Pause.
The fight was about the fact that I left the room.
Pause. It was just you and your boyfriend?
Yes.
And they're watching Versus?
Yes.
So now you get up and he's in the living room by himself?
Yes.
You dead wrong, baby D.
And when I get irritated, I start telling the truth. So I automatically was like, I'm not about to argue with you about it. You really ain't got to worry about. If you want to argue me, we can argue about it. You got to worry about. I'm not arguing with you about anything you got to worry about. That's a waste of me and your time.
No, imagine you sit down, bro. Your girl be like, we gonna waste time arguing about the nigga you shouldn't worry about, or we gonna argue about the nigga you should be worried about?
I'm going out to get fresh air, 20 degrees in a t-shirt at that point. I'm walking around the block.
To it.
You find him attractive?
He's very attractive, yes.
Salute.
Yeah, he's very attractive.
Everybody's attractive to you when they got money. Oh.
This is not a drill. The men are grifting. The men are in the middle of a migration. The he-man, woman haters of TikTok are slowly switching up their content.
Right.
Kind of chalked it up to the conversation or the topic at hand that they were talking about was so common sense that the only side to be on was the woman's.
Just like any other conversations that we've ever had on this app, they're all common sense. For example, like the whole 50-50 topic, the man versus bear, or any other wild conversation that women have ever made a problem was always common sense. Then they all in the comments like, oh, John, Hefe, and Scarface Mark, they're trying to drift over. We've been making transparent content for a very long time, but for the most part, when we try to defend and take the woman's side, it never goes viral. Just recently has it started to go viral. Then they all in the comments like, oh, that's the soft guy era guy. Yeah, proudly. Yes, it's me. Yes, the soft guy era wasn't about no bashing women. It was about literally partnership. If you look it up, it's really, I don't even got to explain myself. It's common sense. It's partnership. It's all about partnership. And if you didn't get the message, you need to go look in the mirror. For real, y'all have a problem. You take a woman's side, it's a problem. We don't take your side, it's a problem. You just can't win for losing, huh? And then they're sitting here saying, oh, their content's taking a hit. Do you think it would be easier for us to get on the internet and bash y'all? We would honestly make more bread. If I wanted to get on the internet and make countless videos of responding to every outlandish video that a woman makes that are sent to me, I could make it. Half the time I'm like, I don't even feel like reacting to it because it's dumb. They're rage baiting. But if I wanted to get on here and react to every woman's video, I could. And I could make a mean little bag and build a little red pill community that truly hates women and all this. Man, listen, bro, I got called a panderer by the men. By the men last month. Just for speaking the truth. One thing you can't say about me, John, or Hefe's vids, or any other person that's in this spectrum is that we're lying. You can't say that none of our videos are lies. You can't. It's just logic. What's funny? Hefe literally has a 50-50 ratio of men and women that follow him. He has a big following. I think he has the biggest following out of all of us. What's funny is I never see y'all address like the Shira 7s on this app. I never see y'all address the woman side of the men haters. We do. We address the fresh and fits and the red pill guys. We address that. We say it's lame. We don't see that bashing from the women on the other side. Because if we do it, we try to address the other side as, oh, y'all hate women. Even though those women are telling y'all to sleep around and use men for money and all that other shit. But if we do it, we're hating. We're hating women. It's crazy.
Modern women really do all they can to take no responsibility at all and try to paint men in one specific corner.